So I was at the Stihl Hardware and I came across this. An AutoCut 27-2. Now you guys know me, I run all Stihl equipment. I got a Stihl KMA 135R hanging over there, and they all have the AutoCut 25-2. That's what we're really, majority of people that run Stihl equipment run these heads. They don't run the 26-2s, those are bulky. But then I saw like the 27-2, I'm like, oh, this is probably another bulky one. It's not. It's a redesigned 25-2. Let's pop it open and see what it looks like. At the store, I took it out of the box and just to kind of look at it and see if it was worth the extra $2 of buying the updated head, because in my Ace Hardware, these ran $28.99, these were $30.99. So I'm like, what am I paying $2 for? Am I paying $2 for a redesigned head? Essentially, yes. That's exactly what you're paying for. You're paying for a redesigned head. Now, you guys know those 26-2 heads look very similar to this. The C26-2 heads are much bulkier. They're a little bit bigger and nobody likes them. Nobody likes to use those. From the outside appearance, it looks like the eyelets are the same. And I know a lot of people ran into issues with the eyelets popping off. It looked like they're the same type of eyelets. As far as the cap goes and the spool head here is still plastic. I believe they are coming out with a metal version. So you'll have a metal plate here. Don't quote me on that, but I believe they will. Now here is the AutoCut 25-2. Again, same plastic, but it looks like they added some ridges to here. I don't know if that's supposed to improve expanded life. I'm not too sure. I have not ever used it. I'm gonna use it here soon. They added some waveform to this, to the cap. I don't know if that's supposed to reduce noise. We will test out for noise at the end of this video, running it under the same amount of string, same type of string as well, and at the same RPMs. So let's go ahead and pop this open. I'm gonna use my multi-tool here. Maybe I'll use my finger. Yeah, that's a little better. All right, cap came off pretty easy with the push of my finger. Let's try the finger test on the 25-2. Now this one is not gonna pass the finger push test. All right, so I had to open it with the tool. So that's how I usually open my AutoCut 25-2, but I guess it's cool that you can actually press these in. However, think about this, what I just did. Think about what I just did. So I had to use a tool to release this cap, these little, what you call them, holders, I guess. These plastic pieces, legs, whatever you want to call them. However, I was able to push with my finger and push one side open and push the other side and remove the cap. I guess that's one thing that's different. Obviously, color's different. The interior design is a little bit different. About the same, just a little bit of change up. Looks like they removed some of those ridges that were here, flattened them down. You got the ridges up here. And again, I don't know how old this AutoCut 25-2 head is. Yours might be a little bit different. Moving on down to the spools. So you can buy these individually. That's the cool thing. But it looks like they have changed the spool inside as well. So look inside. As you can see, it'll tell you what hole to add what diameter of string line. Now on my older heads, I didn't have that. All the holes were the same, and you could fit, 105 and 0.095. So that's pretty cool. And on this side, you got 105 on top, 095 on the bottom. Now look, on this other side, 095 is on top and 105 is on the bottom. So you can't mix them up, right? And another cool thing is they added multiple notches. So you have notches for both 9.5, 9.5, and then 105 and 105. So instead of having just two cutouts, two notches, you now have 4 on the updated heads. So moving on down to this piece here, the main head compartment. Again, looks like the eyelets are about the same. They changed up the design. Looks like they have a different nut inside here. Looks like a spleen nut instead of a hexagon nut. And again, this is where the main, not the main change, but a change that I definitely noticed right off the bat. So yeah, let's go ahead, throw some string in, and it's gonna be 095 Oregon Super Twist, and we're gonna throw it on the KMA 135R and see if there's a noise difference. Also wanna make sure that we have the equal amount of line installed. We're gonna do about 4 inches on each side, and we'll do the same on the AutoCut 27-2. All right, so here's the sound test of the AutoCut 25-2 on setting 3, which is the highest setting on the KMA 135R. This is full RPM. And this is setting 1. All right, so is it worth the extra $2 for a design change? I don't think so. I have like 4 or 5 of these AutoCut 25-2s, and the first thing that wears out is the spool. So I always replace the spools because it's cheaper to replace just the spool itself instead of the actual head. But as far as these, I don't know. I'll have to use it for, however long until the spool wears out, and then I'll kind of get a feel for if it's worth it or not. But at this point, for you, it might be worth it since the spool has indications of diameter line difference and where to feed it. Or another cool thing that we found out is it's easier to depress these buttons here. So you don't have to have a tool, unlike the these old AutoCut 25-2 heads where you cannot press these with your finger. I mean, if you're strong enough, you can, but majority of the people can't. I always seem to use a tool like a flathead screwdriver, press it down, and then pop the cap off. So maybe for you, the $2 it makes sense. It's a nice feature, easier to remove those caps, and you're not having to sit there picking at it with the tool. So it's up to you. Again, I heard no difference in the sound. Maybe you might have heard something. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and if you think it's worth the extra $2 for the updated 27-2 heads. Thank you again so much for watching. We're going to be waiting on their metal caps for the spools. That will definitely increase the longevity of the spool itself, because again, this is the #1 piece that wears out, and you can buy these separately. And I'm sure the part number is right around the same. Will they continue making these? Probably not. I think they're going to switch over to the AutoCut 27-2s and discontinue the 25-2s. That's just my opinion. That's basically what every company does with their old products, is they discontinue them with updated ones. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this beneficial, informative in any way. Please leave your comments down below if you have any questions. As always, take care, God bless you, and we'll see you in the next one.